Hello and welcome to today's session. I hope you're all doing amazingly well from whichever part of the world you are watching. It's hot, hot, and super hot here in Madrid. I have my fan on and also the air conditioning, but I guess I cannot complain because summer here is beautiful. So, today I wanted to talk about the broken wellness model when it comes to wellness in hospitality and how that broken model actually causes owners of boutique properties to miss the mark when it comes to the wellness offerings. And a couple of weeks ago, I talked about how when we are boutique hotel owners, how sometimes our wellness offerings are stalled before we can actually even launch it to the market. And that tends to be a symptom of I want to do wellness right. And I don't know wellness, so I am going to do as much research as possible. I'm going to visit as many hotels as possible. And all the places I see and like, I'll draw inspiration from them and bring them back to my location. And on top of that, you hire consultants, experts, get all the peer review necessary in order to ensure that what you are doing is right. Now, I'm not saying that those actions aren't smart and that those actions should not be done. What I'm saying is the last couple of weeks, I was talking about how sometimes that over research, like too much work on due diligence and getting too many expert opinions in can actually ruin the broth because the only way you can achieve perfection in your wellness offering is to take it to the market and test it. That is the only way you are going to know that your wellness offering is liked by your ideal guest, the guest you want to serve. Now, there is no expert out there who has a crystal ball and can tell you this is what will work. So that is why I see many boutique hotel owners stall when it comes to the wellness offering. And that was the subject I kicked off this series with a couple of weeks ago. And today I wanted to take it a step further and talk about that broken wellness and hospitality model and how that causes boutique hotel owners to miss the mark when it comes to wellness. And this episode and today's subject comes from a conversation I was having with one of my boutique hotel owner clients. Now, I helped them set up their spa. That was nearly 20 years ago. And at that time, wellness did not clearly not have the clout it does have today. And on top of that, the information available to boutique hotel owners back then was nowhere near what is available today. And what the owner had to do, and that is, I include myself in that conversation, that the whole wellness offering was built around the spa. And that is what I call the broken model, that you are creating your wellness concept from a spa led lens. And here's the truth: wellness goes way beyond the four walls of your spa per se. And now we're looking at this property, fast forward 20 years, and now we have seen that originally the spa had very generous number of rooms, and the number of rooms would actually challenge the way the traditional hoteliers had the room count versus treatment room count. And they built quite a large spa for the size of the hotel in terms of number of treatment rooms, also facilities, the hydrotherapy area, private spa area, a flotarium. They also had a hair salon back then. And the idea there was to actually attract the external guests. So not only the hotel guest, but also locals living in the area to come and use the hair salon, the wellness facility, the spa facilities. And they made the conscious decision of not implementing a gym because They didn't think that someone would be coming to the facility to actually want to use the gym. And that decision is also driven by the fact that these owners weren't gym goers themselves. They saw the value in spa, they saw the value in relaxation, and they gave the spa the prime real estate. But now, when we are fast forwarding 20 years, they have had to create a small little area, and in that, they have implemented the gym. And they've also got rid of their hair salon and made a relaxation area out of it. Now, these are changes that will happen no matter what. And even if you have your wellness concept nailed, you will find that the market will demand certain spaces, certain services that you would not have even envisaged in the beginning. And that's only normal. And today is not about talking about those changes that they've had to add. Today is about talking whenever a boutique hotel owner wants to implement wellness, the first conversation is, what kind of spa should I build? And when we build our wellness offering that is based on spa, and we're following the traditional metrics that you have available in the hospitality industry, and these tend to be mainstream hotels, even if they're luxury, but spa does rarely actually represent more than 5 to 10% of hotel revenue. So the actual KPIs, the metrics, the standards they're using are very, very different from the reality of a boutique hotel property. And when our boutique hotel owners follow the traditional metrics that have been set by hotel brands, we find that boutique hotel owners actually miss the mark. So the question is, how can you actually get past the broken model? And what is the right way to build a coherent wellness offering in your property? The way I recommend is first to step back and to see, why is it that you're building this property? What is your purpose? Who do you want to serve? And what exactly do you want to offer in big picture ideas? And once you're clear with your why, your what, and your who, it's a lot easier to design your wellness offering in a way that is coherent to who you're serving, to the location you are in, and to actually what it is that you are trying to achieve with this boutique property. And when I take my boutique hotel owners through my Essence framework, the very first thing we work on is what I call the gyroscope. And the gyroscope is kind of your North Star, that compass, that it's a tool that ensures that you, your team, and all stakeholders are on the same page from the get go. Because if there is any confusion from the beginning, things will only get more confusing as the complexity of building a property and then managing it gets even. That level of complexity increases. So I always start with the gyroscope. And this is where I recommend boutique hotel owners to start. Get clear on why it is that you're doing what you're doing. Who are you trying to serve? What are their well-being related problems? And what is it that you want to offer? Because the traditional metrics will not apply to your property, because you are creating something that is non conventional, that is non traditional, and something that deeply reflects your values. And you are also, without even perhaps being conscious about it, very clear about who you want to serve, or at least who you do not want to serve. And you're also clear of what it is that you want to offer, and also what it is that you don't want to offer. And that is your starting point. Because I remember a facility, I did another boutique property here in Spain. And the initial concept of wellness was a 3,500 square meter spa. And we're talking about a hotel at that time that only had 22 keys. And there was a refurbishment plan to get it to 30 keys. So what we did was actually downsize the spa to only 1,200 square meters. And the rest of the space, we used it for wellness related activities. They have beautiful vineyards, beautiful decks for yoga, beautiful decks for just sitting and reading and meditating or sipping your glass of wine. So we completely changed what wellness was like in this particular property. Because when I dived into the gyroscope, why are they doing what they're doing, who it is they want to serve, and what is it that they want to offer, the 3,500 square meter spa did not make sense. So while I'm preparing for the spotlight from land to legacy, I want to be taking out the series of lives, and also that'll go onto my podcast, where I'm going to try to answer the questions that I see you boutique hotel owners have. And last week I started with, what is the right offering? You get so kind of paralyzed in this over analysis, over research, over due diligence, getting so many opinions on board because you want to do it right. And the reality is, you will not get it right until you're actually testing it in the market. It won't reach that perfect wellness offering that is loved by the people you want to serve unless you actually go and take it to the market and iterate. And today I wanted to talk about, many times people ask me, so, what wellness offering should I put? I've seen they've put a spa, they've put a yoga deck, they've had a huge gym, and I don't see that's for me. So the conversation there is, don't follow that broken model of a spa-led wellness offering. Redefine what wellness means to you, because there is no playbook when it comes to doing wellness for a boutique property. Because exactly where you are, your unique ingredients are unique to you. And you cannot have a standard playbook being implemented in your very unique property. Now, what I want to highlight is that it doesn't mean that you can't draw inspiration or learn from what is out there so you don't make the hazardous errors. For example, putting a creche by a treatment room. But knowing what size to implement, how many number of treatment rooms, what kind of specific areas you need, whether they should be one area dedicated purely to wellness, or whether you should have your gym at the other end of the property and the spa at the complete other end. Whatever that unique formula is for your property, what you would need to start with first is the gyroscope, getting clear on why is it that you're doing what you're doing, who is it that you're serving, and what exactly do you want to offer. A longevity center, a full-blown wellness boot camp might not be what you want, even if you think the market wants it. So next week, I will be talking about how you can build your wellness offering or your entire boutique property in accordance and synergy with the land. Because that's another question I get asked a lot by my boutique hotel owners. Like, so I have this piece of land. I don't know how many rooms to put in. I don't know how many food and beverage outlets. I don't know what wellness offering to put, where to put all of this, where would the entrance be, etc. And next week, I'll be talking about what exactly you need to do that will actually cut all the noise and all the confusion and give you a very quick answer as to where you should put what of your areas. And on that note, I wish you all a beautiful day ahead. Take care now.